Hi guys, it's Nancy. We just saw you on Facebook Live and I am doing a clean recording so that you guys get the proper instructions and not the wrong ones. So again, this is the box that we made live, and then I did this one kind of off to the side and showed you that as well. We're going to do another version using the same designer series paper, except I'm going to do a white base. And we're going to use the Real Red ink. These wonderful gems are on page 62 of the mini catalog. I do believe these are still in stock, but they are retiring. You're going to need your 2 pieces by 4.5 by 2.5 of designer series, 4.5 by 1.5, and then I'm using the oval punch. I'm using Real Red cardstock. And then you're going to need a 6-inch by 1 inch or 3/4 of an inch piece for the handle. You're going to score at 1 inch from that end and then 1 inch from this end. So basically 1 inch and 5 inch. Okay, to get started, we're going to go through these scoring lines. All right, so here we go. We are, make sure I got it right this time. We are going to score at the 8.5 inch side up at the top. We're going to start at 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to do it on the right hand side right here. Then I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to do it at 1 7/8. Whoops. 1 7/8, 6 5/8, 8 1/8. Okay, then we're going to turn it this way, which is clockwise, to the 11.5 inch side. We're going to first score at 1 3/4, 2.5, 5 1/4, 6 3/4, 9 1/2, and 10 1/4. Make sure I got that right. Okay, we're going to lift that up, and then we're going to turn it clockwise again. Then we're going to score starting at the 1 1/8 inch mark here. We're going to score down to the 3rd score line. So 1 2 3, and that should be the 5 1/4 inch mark on the side of your trimmer right here. Then I'm going to slide it down to the 7 3/8 and do that again. We're going to score down to the 3rd score line down, which should be about 5 1/4 inch down. Okay, so you should have something that looks like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. Okay, so I got my score line down to the 3rd line, score line down to the 3rd line. Now I'm going to take a pen and I'm going to X out the boxes that I want to cut out. So this one, this one, this one, and if I can find my score line, we're going to do the same over here. We're going to go down. We got this big arrow or area right here. We got a long rectangle and 2 squares. These 2 squares are going to be your tabs. This little rectangle is going to be cut out. And then we're going to come down. Make sure I got this in camera. We're going to come down. We're going to cut these 6 boxes out. And same over here. Leave the square. Okay, so now I'm going to burnish all of these. So I'm going to start at the bottom. So the bottom is going to have the big rectangle. Up here it has the one small one and then a second small one. So I'm starting down here. Actually, hold on one moment. Yes, we're starting the opposite. We're going to start with the two little tabs down at the bottom. So the two long rectangles down here. We're going to cut straight up. Okay, so we cut 1, 2, 3. We're going to cut this whole thing out. Okay. Now this is going to be our tab that goes on the bottom of our box. We're going to cut straight up, one more score line. We're going to cut up here. We're going to cut this little box or rectangle off. And then we're going to miter these corners. Okay, we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. We're going to cut straight up, and then we're going to miter. Okay, like so. Now we're just going to cut these 6 out and these 6 out. Yay, and we did it. Okay, so this piece right here, we're going to flip over to our nice side. And this is where we're going to adhere our 2 pieces on. Now the one with the 2 little tabs that we're going to keep at the bottom, this is what's going to tuck on the inside. So the top piece that flaps over that you see, this is where the 1.5 inch piece of Designer Series paper is going to fit, right there. And then one of these will go on the front and the back. So we're just going to go ahead and adhere them on. Now we're going to flip this over. We're going to put on our side pieces. These are going to have those little gussets right there. We're going to just bend those in gently. And on this little tab here, this 1/4 inch tab, we're going to go ahead and put tear tape on that. Okay, and I'm going to peel the backing off on these. Now we're not going to adhere it right away. I just want it to be ready for when I'm done gluing the tabs down. Now these tabs right here, we're going to use glue. I'm going to do one at a time this time. I'm going to bring the back piece up and we're just going to match up the corners. Now I'm going to give this a little bit of a good push down with our bone folder. I want to make sure that that's good and strong and adhered. Okay. Next we're going to fold this flap down that we put the tear tape on, and we're just going to line up our edges. And do the same over here. Okay. Again, grab that bone folder, come in here and give that a good press down. All right, and there we have it. Now, beforehand, what you could have done is you could have taken the corner rounder and rounded your tabs, but I like the look of the straight square look. So we decided to just keep this one square as well. So this top piece will just bend in. All right, so now we can add a fastener onto this. If you do not have Velcro tabs, you could always tie a bow, a ribbon around it and give it to a person that way. But since I got our Velcro, I just have these 5/8 of an inch. I don't have white, but they do make these in white. But these black ones will do for now. Okay. And all I do is adhere them together, and I usually take and put this hard one to the base piece. The fuzzy one I want to have on top, so it's easier to peel off. So I'm just going to plop that right on there, somewhere in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Close our box and then press down. Okay, so there you have that. Now we're going to add our handle. This is that 6" by 3/4 of an inch piece. And I'm just going to come and just kind of round it on the bone folder, or use your fingers. You can do it that way as well. We're going to take and put glue on the end pieces. And I like to do one at a time. And we're just going to place that right on top of our box. Bring it up to the edge and just make sure it sits there nice and square. You don't want to have it hanging over. Okay, come over to this side, add glue, and do the same thing. Line it up to the edge. And this is one of the things that I like using glue for, is that you have a little bit of time to manipulate it into the perfect spot. Okay. All right, so now for the front. Again, we use the dual oval punch, real red. Now I'm going to take and get our image. The image that we used is from the Heartfelt Wishes, and we are using Cheers. All right, we're going to place that right there. Okay, we're going to be using these wonderful gems. And before we get any further, I'm going to use this real red satin ribbon. Let's see if I can get this tape off. Bring this through here and see how well I can do on tying a bow. So we have that. We're going to take our gems and we're going to place a couple of those on here. Okay, and voila, not too bad, I'm just saying. So we have that one, this one, and this fun version. If you have any questions, please let us know. We'd like to help in any way we can. Hope you enjoy this. Bye.